Hey you guys, it's your girl Antoinette, and today we coming at you with the video, and it is called Women Are Tired of Working 40 Hours a Week with Miss Candace Owens. As a woman who works 40 hours, it's a lot. I know back in the day, women did fight for this. They fought for this. But, I mean, like, it's a bit much, and I understand. Like nowadays, it takes two incomes to, be able to pay all the bills, food, healthcare, and all like that. I understand that. So you have to work all those hours, but you missing out time with your children and stuff, and that's aggravating. At least for me, I know, because I don't care what job I am. I will drop all this stuff. If I want to be with my baby, I want to be with my baby. And I mean, like, that's just me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you all too. When y'all want to be with y'all kids, y'all just feel like y'all ain't had enough time for y'all kids. Y'all gonna drop everything to make time for them babies. Them babies, the most important thing in the world. But I want to see what Miss Candace has to say about this issue. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you can see me. And let's get into this video.
A lot of young women who are now in the workforce, that promised feminist dream, the feminist glory, you're going to love it. You're going to be just like men. Male parity is what we want. We want to work 40 hours a week. Yeah, they're kind of figuring out that that's not really that great.
It's
You're
not
making that much money. You're working a lot of hours. You don't have that much time for yourself. And they are sharing their feelings with the internet, because that's what you're supposed to do on TikTok. You're supposed to trauma dump, and she is dumping some of this trauma, but I'm glad she is. Take a listen to this young woman.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment and an extra $300 a month. So not only do I not have any extra money, but just working makes me so exhausted. And I don't want to do that anymore, right? Like, I don't care how poor and miserable I would have to be, but I literally can't have a place to live without this, you know? Like,
It is so true.
I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this.
Yeah, a lot of people are making fun of her.
I mean, like, she is at her breaking point. She is exhausted. You can tell that is a person who is exhausted. That is a young lady that is exhausted. She's young, and she just have had enough, and she needed to vent. And everyone has to do that. Because I know, like, sometimes I call my sisters. I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. Like, it's a lot. It's really a lot.
But I feel her. I feel like we should answer her question. She is asking why, right? Why is this the circumstance? Well, the answer, sweetheart, is because big, bold, bad feminists came before you and insisted that women could be just like men. We obviously are not just like men. We are different entirely from men, right? We are symbiotic with men, but our roles in life are not meant to be the same. And I'm speaking strictly biologically. Men are wired different than women. Feminists came around and they kind of transgendered people in the mind. They brainwashed women to believing that they could be just like men. Here, take a birth control pill. You won't get pregnant. You can instead go to work, right? Work just alongside your male counterparts. And women are realizing that despite this dream that's sold to you, despite being propagated.
Okay, with that right there being said, like, it's a different time from back then and now. And yes, those women back then, they wanted to be treated equal as men, even though they had to be pregnant and work. And men don't get pregnant, so that's true. But now that I guess since it have happened so long, that these actions has been on so long, that women have to work nowadays. And you shouldn't I mean, I feel like women should only have to work so many hours and then let the man, take over. But nowadays, some men are so lazy. Women have to do everything. They have to have work more than 40 hours. They have to work 60 hours and stuff like that. So they can, because they have probably multiple children and trying to make ends meet.
Propagandized in the school system. It's going to be so great. This is about freedom. That actually women are kind of miserable. That maybe Mother Nature had some things right. Maybe just the ability to be able to have children, to be able to feed children naturally from your body. It means, call me crazy, that you might be more naturally inclined to raise children. That's what I recognize. That I know what to do with the kids in a way that does not come as naturally to my husband. When talking about infants, women just know what to do. But you say these things and the feminists go, oh, how dare you say that? Men should be doing the exact same work. Okay, they can. Yeah, sure, you could beat it into a guy's head and say, no, you must raise infants at home every day. But it's not what comes naturally to them, right? And so, yes, we should instead answer her question. Honestly, boggles my mind that so many people think 40 hours of work a week is a lot. That leaves you at least 5 or 6 waking hours a day during the week to yourself and 2 full days on the weekend. How much more free time do you really think you should have? How interesting. Matt Walsh is a man. So yes, It comes naturally to him. I find that men are able to do the same thing day in and day out like warriors. They're just biologically predisposed to doing these sorts of things. And women, when you see them in a household, you see that the multitasking, the way that a woman is able to deal with a child that is screaming while also handling other things, we are designed in that way and in that capacity. And unfortunately, women are not willing to just let go of this feminist narrative and to recognize that nothing that feminists convinced us of actually makes us happy today. Right? It might help you pay your bills, bare minimum. But if we were looking before the explosion of second wave feminism, that young woman would likely have found a partner, right? She would likely have already been married. She may have 1 kid. They told you that was prison. Oh my gosh, why would you want that? That's absolute prison. One man going to work would have been.
I think with that right there, they had just been staying in the house so long. They wanted something different. And they thought they was helping women because women do want to be empowered. They don't want to be just pushed down like we just in like this little box or whatever. Like they wanted us to do more. And I get that. Like, I don't want to be just considered like, oh, you just a woman, you just only gonna be in this box, so you have to just birth kids and just stay at the house, make my dinner, clean my clothes, and all like that. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I want to work, but I don't want to work that long. I mean, like, that's a lot. It's a good bit, and it does get frustrating for everyone. So with Candace, I agree, and then I kind of don't. Like, it's like I kind of do and I don't.
Been enough because women were not yet in the labor force to support an entire family based on his income alone. And that was a different existence and a different world. But if you ask me, quite frankly, women were happier when I think about that, okay? My grandmother was not crying every day on TikTok, or obviously didn't have TikTok, but crying every day about the stresses of what it was like to raise her children. She stayed at home, she raised her kids, she made dinner every single night, and that stuff made her whole.
That's for your grandmother. My grandmother, she did the same thing. But she told me that she wanted to get out and work like my granddaddy. She wanted to do more because when you get older, you be up under your husband. Whatever your husband made, yes, you have to get whatever they give you from your husband. So in order for her to have more money, she wanted to get out there and work. And that's why she always encouraged us to get out there and make your money. And it's not even guaranteed she even would have been found the man, a partner, and had a kid or whatever like that, because times have changed. Even if the feminists hadn't came, I feel like times were still gonna change. Everyone is not gonna want to just sit at home. They're gonna at least do something outside of the home. And that's what my grandmother did. She did a couple of little end jobs, back in the day, the little jobs they did and stuff like that to help. While my granddaddy did like the big stuff, like bringing the food and all like that, pay the house note and all. So, I mean, I know she wants to do more. She didn't want to just sit at home. And I know I wouldn't, because when I was on maternity leave, I didn't want to just sit at home all day. That was boring.
It's just a complete reversal of the roles. Matt added on to the commentary saying this. He wrote, "Of course, the reason you see women in these videos so often is that most women don't actually want to work professional careers at all, but they've been pushed into this direction by society. But even so, we should be clear that taking care of children will mean working more than 40 hours a week, a lot more. Life is work no matter how you slice it. Suck it up and deal with it. Yes, but it's different kinds of work, right? It is a different kind of work when I spend the entire day fully exhausted by my children. Obviously, I have 3 of them now, and the oldest is 3. It's exhausting, but it's a different kind of work because it's rewarding, and I know what to do, and I am getting a sort of feedback that for me is so much more rewarding than you would get in the climate of an office. And maybe the feedback that a man gets when he climbs a corporate ladder, feels like he's going out to war and conquering. But these are things, again, that we should be willing to talk about, that we should be willing to acknowledge. Is it every single woman that feels this overwhelmed? No. But it is, in my view, a large majority of women who are feeling dissatisfied and are unwilling to look at the fact that it is our own fault for grabbing on to a radical feminist movement. Not our fault because we were younger and it happened before we were born, but we're still embracing those ideas and looking down upon women who are finally saying, no, thank you. We shouldn't look down upon them. I think that's the direction that we need to head toward.
With that video, with this, what I take from it is like, I know like a lot of people who do not work and they seem like they have like the best time. Yes, they take care of their children and stuff, but it's like they can just, it's like life just comes more easy. And I'm like, man, it make me feel like I want to quit my job. But I like to shop. So I likes to shop. So, I mean, like, and I'd rather just be at home, my baby, but I also want adult time with other adults. And so, I want to be out there working. I want to make my own money. But I don't want to have to work all those hours. And then, like, I know, like, some women, they have to do all of that by themselves. And it's not fair for them to have to do it all by themselves. Like I said, some women, they work 2 and 3 jobs just trying to make ends meet for just them and their children. And then with this inflation, like, it's just really getting hard for everyone. But you guys, you tell me what y'all thought of the video, and I will get back with y'all in the next one. Bye, you guys.